So your notes are 4-2. Graph. Okay, can you guys stop? Graph quadratic equations.
This is Raya's thing.
Oh, thank you.
There should be 8 tickets in one chapter.
Okay, thank you. Now is in vertex form. Or intercepts. So standard form is what we did already. Does anybody remember what standard form was?
Nope.
A2B2.
Ax squared plus bx plus c. So that was standard form. Vertex form is y equals plus or minus a parenthesis x minus h squared plus k. So we're going to go through the different parts of this. Okay? The plus or minus reflects over x-axis, or the axis of the curve, the new one. So if it is plus, it's normal, it opens up. If it is minus, it opens what? Down. Is that the same thing that happened in standard form? Yes. The vertex is HK. So H is in what place of the point? X or Y? X. And K is in the Y. H shows left to right, or left/right movement. Of the vertex. Where's the vertex of the parent function? Do you remember? It's at what? 0, 0? Okay. So this is y equals x squared. So that's the parent function. So h tells you left or right. Now you notice this is a negative h, correct? So it's the opposite direction. And we've done that before already this year, haven't we?
Yep.
Okay. The K shows up/down movement. These are exactly the same as when we did absolute value, aren't they? They do the same thing. And it's not in the opposite because it's a plus. A, again, if A, and I'm talking about the absolute value of A, is greater than 0 but less than 1, the graph is wider. If the absolute value of A is greater than 1, it is what? Narrower. And if the absolute value of A equals 1, it is the what? Same. Is that exactly what it was in the standard form? Yes. Okay, so what's nice about it, up here in standard form, to find the x value of the vertex, I had to do negative b over 2a, didn't I? Do I have to do that anymore? No. And if there's not an h there, then it's 0. If there's not a k there, then it's what? 0. Noah, can you take your earbud out? Thank you. Okay, you ready to? I will tell you on the IXLs to graph these, you have to graph the vertex first and then a point. And all you need is the vertex and a point, and it will graph the whole thing for you. Okay? But you have to graph the vertex first. It doesn't work any other way. Am I ready to move on to examples? Okay, so you need this information in front of you. I bet you won't be able to see this red on here, will you? So we've got y equals negative 1/4 x plus 2 squared plus 5. So you're still going to find the same things as you did before, but it's probably going to be a lot less work. So what did you find for the last 3 days? What's the first thing we found? The vertex. We don't need to do ABC. We did do ABC, but we're not in standard form anymore, so we don't need to do that. Okay, so we're doing the vertex. Okay, so the vertex is going to be negative 2, comma 5. Shaylee, how'd you know it was negative 2? Because it's the opposite. It's positive 2 here, so the vertex is what? Negative 2. Then we need the axis of symmetry. Remember, it's a vertical line at the x, so it's x equals what? Negative 2. The width. Okay. So A is 1/4. So is it wider, narrower, or the same? It's wider. Does it open up or down?
Yeah.
It's negative 1/4. So it goes down. I'm going to change how we do it. We're just going to do this. Can we do it like this?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's wider and it's both ends look like that, don't they? Okay. What's the last thing we need to find now? Max or min. So if it opens down, is it a max or a min? Max. At where? At negative 2, 5. The other thing on IXL, guys, when it asks you what the max is, it's just asking the y. Okay? So when they ask the max or min, you'd say 5. Okay? So is that all the things we found yesterday and day before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, was that really quick? Yeah. I think it goes real quick. Okay, so now we need to graph it. And we need some points too, don't we? Let's get the main stuff on here. Okay, so the vertex is at negative 2, 5. I'm going to ask you guys something. We'll make a chart over here. On your IXLs, they may ask you for the y-intercept. Well, on a y-intercept, that hits the y-axis, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the x every single y-intercept? 0. So I can just plug in 0 for x and get the y-intercept, can I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll just do 3 today. So we have negative 2 and 5, right? So if we're going to do 0, that is to the right of negative 2, isn't it? How much to the right? 2. So I should go 2 to the left, which would be what?
Negative
Negative what? 4. So negative 4. So we're just going to do those two. Does that sound good? We'll just do 3 points today. Okay, so we're going to plug them into the equation. And they should be the same on both. So do you think it's going to be easier to plug in negative 4 or 0?
0.
0. Okay, so I have negative 1/4 times 0 plus 2 squared plus 5. Okay, so 0 plus 2 is 2. Squared is 4. So I have negative 1/4 times 4 plus 5. So what's negative 1/4 times 4? Negative 1? So negative 1 plus 5, which is positive 4. So if it's 4 on the 0, it should be 4 on the negative 4, right? And then, do you want to do it again? Do you want another one? Ooh, did I go too far? Personally, I don't think that's enough, but those don't look right. Do they look right to you? 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Okay. I just wrote my dots weird. I personally want to do more. I don't like it the way it is. Anybody else? You guys are okay with it? I'm not. I'm going to do 2. So if I did 2, then I would also do negative 6, wouldn't I? So if I plug in 2, I get 2 plus 2, which is 4. Squared is, so I have negative 1/4 times 16 plus 5. So then negative 4 plus 5 is positive 1. And to me, that gives me a better idea. I'm not going to force you to do 5, but if I do 5, does it give me a better idea what this looks like?
Yes.
Yes. Now, why did I pick 2 and not 3?
because it's an even number.
It would be an even number, because if I did 3 plus 2, that'd give me 5. Squared would be 25, and does 4 go into 25? No. So, yes, can I pick every number I wanted to pick? Are there better numbers to pick than
Yes.
any number?
Sure.
Come. I think we need to do another one. What about you?
No.
One more?
No.
One more. Oh, you want a hard one like that? Want another fraction one? We'll do another fraction one, just because those seem to be the hardest. So I have y. Can you see that black okay on that? Yeah. Oh, this one doesn't use y. This one uses f of x. Is that any different than saying y? No. 1/2 x minus 3 squared minus 4. We'll do this last one and then we'll go to intercept form. You'll like that one better. Okay. First thing is the vertex. Three, negative 4. Because it's always the opposite. This is the H and this is the K. The axis is symmetry.
3.
So x equals 3. Watch that on your IXLs because it will say what is the equation of the axis of symmetry. So if you don't put x equals 3, it will be wrong. Okay, wider, narrower, same.
Wider.
It's wider because it's 1/2. Up or down?
Down. Wait, no.
1/2 is positive,
Up.
so it's up. And max or min? Min at 3, negative 4. Again, on IXL, you'll just put negative 4. Does that go a lot faster? Yep. So 3. Get your vertex. And I always try to do the y-intercept again just because it's 0 and it's easier. But if I do the y-intercept, am I going to get something divisible by 3?
No.
No. So let's not do the y-intercept. If I put in a 1, am I going to get something divisible by 2?
Yes.
Yeah? So I want 1. What other number do you want? What about 2?
Yes.
Those are really close, aren't they? So if I do 4, well, if I do 1, so where are we at? 3, right? So 3, negative 4. So if I do 1, then I do 1 is 1, 2 away. So 1, 2 away would be 5. What if I do negative 1?
Yes.
Okay, so negative 1. So that's 2 more. So that would be 7. Okay, when I put negative 1 in here, so I get negative 1 minus 3 is
Negative 4.
negative 4.
Actually, it'd be negative 16. Negative 16.
Well, it'd be positive 16.
6, whatever.
It'd be 16. Half of 16 is
8.
8. So I have 8 minus 4, which is
4.
4. So that's negative 1 and 7. Okay, now I'm going to put 1 in here. So 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Squared is 4. Half of 4 is,
2.
so I have 2 minus 4, which is
Negative 2.
negative 2, and it goes negative 2 here. Oops. You guys like this method better? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, so these were vertex form. Now I'm going to go back to my sheet And we had the title was vertex form and intercept form, right?
Mm-hmm.
So intercept form is y equals a x minus p x minus q. So P and Q are x intercepts. So their points would be P comma 0 and Q comma 0. So you notice up here it says x minus P, and my answer is P. So is it the same sign or the opposite sign?
Same. Opposite.
It's opposite because this would be minus, so in my point it would be plus. If it's plus up there, it'd be minus in my point. So opposite signs again. The axis of symmetry is P plus Q, divided by 2. So that's the average of the two, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's right in the middle. I'm going to put right in the middle of P and Q. It's exactly in the middle of P and Q. Again, if A is greater than 0, it opens up. And if A is less than 0, I put 1 and that should be 0. It opens what?
Down.
Down. So those are the characteristics of the intercept form. Okay, you good? Okay, so y equals, oh, I didn't say wide or narrow. You guys know the A thing still. Okay, so 2 x plus 3 and x minus 1. So we don't know the vertex first. We're going to do the x-intercepts first. And technically what we're doing is we're taking each of these factors and setting it equal to 0. It's like a little equation. It's a mini equation. If I set this equal to 0 and solved, wouldn't I add the 1 over?
Mm-hmm.
And I would get positive 1. So we're going to put x-intercepts And the first one would be 1, 0. And again, if I set this mini equation equal to 0, so x plus 3 equals 0, I would subtract 3 over. So it'd be negative 3, 0. Do you guys want me to show you me doing that? Anyone need to see it? Okay. So those are my x-intercepts. I'm gonna have to find the vertex, but I can't yet.
You have to do the line of symmetry.
I have to do the line of symmetry.
Read 2.
So the axis of symmetry. And the equation said add the 2, but one's negative. So it'd be minus, right? Divided by 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be negative 2 over 2, which would be what?
0.
Negative 1. So that's the x. How am I going to find the y? Plug it back in, right? So the y would equal 2 times x, which is negative 1 plus 3, times negative 1 minus 1. So that's 2 times, what's negative 1 plus 3? 2. What's negative 1 minus 1? Negative 2. So 2 times 2 times 2 is?
4. Oh,
2 times 2 is?
4.
Times 2 is?
8.
8. So it's negative 8. So the vertex is negative 1 comma 8, right? The axis of symmetry is just x equals negative 1.
Wouldn't be negative then?
Yes. Thank you, Cody. So x equals negative 1 is my axis of symmetry right here. Wider, narrower, same? Narrower because it's 2. Up or down?
Up.
Up. 2 is positive. Okay, so am I ready to graph? A little bit more math, but it wasn't as bad. Was it bad?
Yes.
No, it wasn't. Okay, so we have 1, 0 and negative 3, 0. And the axis of symmetry better be right in between them, and is it? Yep. Now, do you see how far apart these points are? You see that? We could find the y-intercept if you'd like. How do I find a y-intercept? Plug what in for x?
Negative 1.
Y-intercept, what is the x on the y-axis? 0. So if I did the y-intercept, I plug 0 in for x. So that would give me 2 times 0 plus 3 times 0 minus 1.
We need to do.
So it'd be 2 times 3 times negative 1, which would be what?
5.
2 times 3 is 6. Times negative 1 is negative 6. So negative 6, so 0, negative 6. So, and that's 1 to the right. So what's 1 to the left then? Also negative 6. So I got those points really easy, didn't I? Didn't even have to make a chart. And now I graph it. Questions on that, guys? Besides, mine has a growth on the side, evidently. We need to do one more?
No.
Do we need to do one more?
No.
Okay, these two say no. Mercedes, what's your vote? Brian?
No.
All
Say
good?
No. No.
If I was you, I'd want more.